guys, and welcome to another kit review. So today we're having a look at a kit from Tamiya, 1/35 scale. It is their Char B1 bis in German Army service. Okay, so this is your standard French Army Char B1. Tamiya brought this kit out. The French version came out in 2006. This one came out in 2007. This has parts to make a German version, which is the top hatches here, German crew figure, some additional armor for the front, and also a slightly different aerial setup. Apart from that, you could actually create a French version because those parts are also included. This is the kind of kit that some manufacturers would say a 2-in-1, and it does actually say here includes German crew figure and equals to depict choice of 3 German and 1 Free French Forces tank. Okay, so you can make this as a standard French Char B1, or as I said, with the altered parts on it, as a German version. Okay, so choice is entirely up to you. Alright, so standard Tamiya box art, picture of the tank on a white background, nothing surprised there. Certainly makes you see the model the way it's supposed to be presented. Okay, let's have a look at the other sides. This side you have the B1 camouflaged in red, brown, green, overall dark yellow, and it belongs to the 213th Heavy Panzer Battalion. Okay, and these are your other 3 color options. Overall Panzer Grey, and the Free French tank is in olive drab. Okay, so that's that side. The other side, we just have actual photos of the model. As you can see, you do get individual track links. These actually just clip together, so they're really easy to make. And it does show you a piece of chain to come with the tank as well. Alright, so that's the box. Let's have a look and see what I actually bought. So I bought this off the internet about a year and a half ago. It did cost me around about $35 Australian, which is a lot cheaper than full retail price, so really happy with that. So what we've got first is the instructions. We'll have a look shortly. The color chart, we'll have a look at that shortly. And first bag out is your individual track links and your chain. And then we have the hull. Okay, so really nice molded hull. I can see right now that it really has some great bolt texture all around, so that's really good piece of molding. Next one out is the bottom of the tank, the sides, okay, and the plating for the front, etc. Next bag out is the mudguards, I'll call them, okay, hatches and fittings, okay, engine grill. Alright, really nice molding on that I can see already. And then we've got in this bag 2 sprues. Naturally enough, this is the running gear. Lots of little wheels. They're easy to put together. Dry sprocket. Okay. So really nice, and the detail, even through the plastic, I can see the detail is really nice. We'll have a look at those shortly. And then we have the turret. Okay, and this is your first figure. This is the French commander with the French cupola, which is what I call it. I think some people call them cupolas. Hey, tomatoes, whatever. Okay, poly caps to make the wheels go around. Fairly simple. Few tools. And last bag is, okay, so piece of string. That's your tow cable, German crew member, German tools and fittings, etc. So one sprue is, and that's your top section, one sprue is entirely the German parts. Okay, and that's all there. Just a bit of packing on the bottom. Decals. So the decals are purely German or Free French. Okay, so if you wanted to make this into a French B1, you would have to you'd have to buy some aftermarket French tank markings. That's an easy one. Okay, so that's all that's in the box. In a second, we'll have a look at the instructions, and then we'll have a look at the sprues. Okay, so let's have a look at the instructions. Alright, so just a repeat of the box art. Here we have a brief history of the B1 under German control. Okay, so it was called, under the Germans designated it a B2 740F. F is a designation for French tanks. You will see P's for Polish tanks, etc. Any vehicle that the Germans took control of, they usually redesignated it under their own specifications, but put a letter to designate what country it originally belonged to. Alright, so F for French, P for Polish, easy one. So, like I said, brief history under German control, English, German, French, and Japanese. Alright, so let's have a look inside. Okay, usual warnings, precautions, etc. List of the paints required. They are all Tamiya paints, but they do give you the name for it. So that means you can just look up your preferred paint suppliers paints and go from there. Recommended tools, and then first step is just assembling the road wheels. Easy, two halves together, and they just fit on that, which is almost like a jig, but it is actually part of the running gear. Alright, that's an easy one. Looks fiddly because there's a lot, but it's not. Alright, and then we just attach that to the bottom of the tank. Easy done. So you've got your drive sprockets and your idler wheel. These are where your polycaps come in, and then they just get fitted onto. And the good part is that it does show you and does tell you what these parts are, like idler wheel, okay, going on to the drive sections and gearbox, etc. You're also constructing the main gun, and this is where the rest of the polycaps come in. As you can see, there are 3 polycaps that go on this, so you do get 8 polycaps in the whole kit. Alright, and then it's just a matter of connecting the idler wheels to the frame. Same again. So this tells you where to make holes in the upper hull, depending on whether you're going to have a German or French one. You may have to remove certain parts, so read the instructions carefully. Main hull. Alright, engine ventilation's on the side. Okay, upper hull is just fittings, etc. for the main armor, and also for the track guides. Then you've got your drive sprockets, okay, which are at the back of the tank, unlike German tanks, which tended to have them at the front all the time. And then you put 2 hull halves together. Easy done. So this is a fairly straightforward build. There's not a great deal of parts to this kit. So you do have hatches, but no interior. So it is your choice whether you want to leave the hatches open or not. But without an interior, there's going to be a lot of stuff that you won't see, like seats, etc. So I'd probably have them closed, except possibly the commander's hatch. Then we're just fitting on the main gun on the front of the hull. Okay, side hatch, Okay, easy done. And then the track. So the track just clicks together. Doesn't need to be glued. Alright, it does give you colour callouts throughout the kit, so that's easy. I would probably leave the track off completely, or as much as possible, until the vehicle is painted, but that's definitely a personal choice. And then we just carry on with fittings on the back. Turret ring, okay. So it does show you that you need to cut off certain rivets depending on what version, okay. Version A is the German version with the German hatch. Cut these rivets off. A, B, C, D. B, C, D versions are basically a French tank in German service with no alterations whatsoever. So read the instructions carefully, okay? Alright, so it does give you options of opening holes, cutting rivets off, depending on which version you want. Alright, and then exhaust pipes, tools. To note that these tools here and the extra jacks, alright, especially the tools, they are for the German version and not the French one. Right. Then it shows you how to attach the tow chain. Okay. French tanks always had tow chains rather than tow cables. Personal preferences for their different armies. Alright, and over the side, this is your smaller 47mm gun, alright, which goes into your turret. So the main gun was fitted in the front of the tank. Alright, so this is where you get the choice of the hatches. A is the German style. I'll bring it a bit further, sorry. A is German style, B, C, D is the French style. Okay, this is where you make that choice. Just a matter of putting which particular one you've chosen onto the turret, fitting the turret, and as you can see, you do get a French commander and a German commander. Okay, so it does give you call outs for that. So this D is your Free French Forces, but if you are making a pre-war or early 1940 French tank, you just have to look up your painting for a French tank crew. That's an easy one. All of those resources are on the internet. Okay, and German tow cable, that's your piece of string, and that's basically it. On the back, painting, applying decals, Tamiya's address, etc. Okay, so that's the instructions. Fairly straightforward, modern style Tamiya instructions. What I do like though is this full color. Okay, so this is version C and version D. So these are standard French Char B1s. This one is in German service, all over Panzer Grey. This one is in Free French Forces, April 1945, all over olive drab. On the other side, we have got version A, which is the German hatches and fittings. Okay, 3 color tones, all over dark yellow, red, brown and green. And another one here, this is the Channel Islands, all over Panzer Grey. Alright, French version, Char B1. Okay, so you do get markings for each tank, so that's pretty good. Gives you good options on that one. And that's the painting. Oh, what have we got inside? Even better. Look, even better. I'll move that over here. Japanese, English, German, French. Full history of the Char B1. Alright, so this is the B1 in Operation Barbarossa, operating in the Channel Islands. Okay, and this is your Free French 13th Dragoon Regiment, 2nd Company, Free French. Right, so that's good because it does give you the history of the tank in service in those 3 different areas. Okay, so that's your colour chart, which I sincerely love. Let's have a look at the decals. There we go. Hope you can see those. I'll give you a still in a second anyway. German crosses, numbering, white stars, free French. Okay. Good register, nice and clear. They should come up really well. So I do like those. As I said, if you are going to make this a pre-war or early war French tank, you will need to find some aftermarket French markings. Okay, in a second we'll have a look at the sprues. Okay, so time to have a look at the sprues, and I think we'll start off with the accessories. So, piece of string, it's quite thin, but it is quite long. This is for your German version towing cable. Eight polycaps. Okay, so these polycaps are used for the main gun, so it can swivel up and down, and also your drive and idler wheels. 2 pieces of chain. It's quite shiny chain, so it will need to be painted. Okay, but it is quite nice that you get 2 pieces. And something I'm not going to take out of the bag, the individual track links. They do clip together. Okay, so you won't get a great deal of track sag because this is a French tank where the track actually goes all the way around, but the fact that they're individual links will make them quite flexible and easy to put on and off. Okay, so let's take care of those so we don't lose them. And next we will have a look at the upper hull. Okay, so there she is. Really nice detail. Okay, this section here is for the engine vents which fit in there. But as you can see, really nice bolt detail all around, top and sides. So the track runs across here, which is why that is plain, because you do get parts that fit along here. But the moulding on this tank, for the bolts, etc., front, back, sides, the whole lot, is really nice. That's a really beautiful detail. Remembering that some of these bolts will have to be removed if you're making a full German version. Okay, so that's the upper hull. Next we'll have a look at the lower hull. Lower hull, the sides. Okay, this is the front of the tank where the main gun fits. So let's have a look see. Again, really nice detail. Okay, beautiful bolt detail, very sharp. As you can see, the wheels will run along that. So this is the bottom of the tank, and it even has the escape hatch, okay, with really nice hinge detail and even the handle. Alright, so that's really nice, beautiful. Alright, as I said, there's not a great deal of parts to this, but it will fit together because it's a Tamiya kit. It will fit together really well. Okay. Next we will have a look at okay, so this next sprue contains the engine grills, okay, as you can see, handles, hatches, etc., and also the mudguards that run over the top of the track. So it may be necessary to put the track on. I'm not sure if you can fit this track on with these in place. Okay, so let's have a look, see what we've got. Again, really nice crisp details, okay, nice bolts on the grill. The grill unfortunately is not open, but then again you don't get an engine, so there's nothing to see anyway. Alright, but all of the detail, okay, handles, etc., exhaust pipe is really nice. It's nicely molded. Alright, and should pick out really well with a depending on what color, either a brown or a black wash. Okay, so that's the mudguards. So, next, if I can get these apart without breaking them, yes we can. Well, that was close. Two sprues, exactly the same. Alright, these are your wheels. So we'll have a look at one. Alright, so this is the back, as you can tell. Right, so your running wheels. Alright, turn it around and you'll see this is your main gun. Okay, it's a short howitzer, drives rockets. Really nice detail on the idlers, really nice detail on all the fittings. So there isn't a great deal of detail on the running wheels, but you won't really see those anyway. Okay, but being a Tamiya, that will fit together really well without too much drama. So I do like that. That's quite good. Okay. So, next up, the turret. Okay, so no difference with the turret as far as French and German are concerned, apart from this. This is your French commander's, and I call it a cupola. I believe other people pronounce it differently. Tomatoes, whatever. Each to his own. Tools, and that is your French commander figure. Let's see if I can get his face up for you. Nice detail on the face, nice detail on the helmet. Okay, so those are your French parts, including the turret gun. Okay, really good. So the next sprue we'll have a look at is the German parts. Just this one. So this is your German hatch, your German commander. He has binoculars, two jacks, fittings, cable and tools which go on the mudguards. So let's have a look. Nice detail on the jacks. That's your German commander's face. He looks worried. He does get goggles that cover up his eyes. Detail on the uniform's nice. So overall, this kit, sorry guys. This kit is nicely detailed. It does give you options. So yes, you can make a full German version or 3 French versions, or if you wanted to, as I said, with aftermarket decals, make this an early war French. Like I said, this is a 2-in-1 kit. Okay, and that's it. Not a great deal of parts, but it will make a really impressive tank. Alright guys, that brings us to the end of this review. I hope you got something from it. I know I did. And until next time, take it easy.